CBC News has learned that Premier Doug Ford is planning to call an election next Wednesday. Queen's Park reporter Lorenda Reddekopp joins us now with the details. Lorenda, what can you tell us?
Well, Kelda, a senior PC source tells CBC News that Doug Ford is planning to call the election on January 29th. That's next Wednesday. And with a 28-day campaign, that means Ontarians would head to the polls on February 27th. Now, the election campaign hasn't started yet, but today already really had the feel of an election campaign. At an announcement at pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca, the premier not shying away from election talk, as he offered high praise for the company's president and what he heard from Health Minister Sylvia Jones.
So right away, like a good deputy premier does, she whispers in my ear, do you think we could recruit him for the election coming up? So
his response later, when he was asked about January 29th?
That's not my birthday.
Is that going to be the day that you're going to be going to the Lieutenant Governor and asking for an election?
Let's just stay tuned. We need a mandate from the people.
This weekend, they're holding what they're calling a super caucus meeting for all PC candidates. In an email, Ford's campaign manager writing that it will provide you with the tools, training, and resources needed for a winning election campaign, including headshots with the premier, door-knocking training, and strategies on signage. Today's event with the premier was one of several news conferences with PC ministers, seeming to flood the zone, as they say. So why does Ford want to face voters now?
Doug Ford has been consistently ahead in the polls over the past several months. This fight with Donald Trump in Washington and his role as sort of self-appointed Captain Canada has upped his standing and upped his profile in Ontario. I think even his critics have given him a fair amount of credit. So now seems like an ideal time to take advantage of this popularity.
The opposition leader met with unionized auto workers today, the types of people the NDP relies on for votes.
This election is going to be not just about protecting Ontario jobs, it's also going to be about, is your life any better today than it was 7 years ago? And most Ontarians are going to say clearly, it's not.
The Ontario Liberal leader took aim at the premier on CBC's Power and Politics.
He should be protecting jobs and preparing us for the threat south of the border, and he's failed to do that up until now. He hasn't diversified our economy. He hasn't diversified our trading partner. He hasn't done his job, and now he's asking for another mandate.
What we're hearing from all of the opposition parties, they say they don't want an election right now, more than a year ahead of schedule, but they're all saying they're ready. Now, all of the parties, though, including the governing PCs, they still don't have nearly enough candidates in place. All of the parties still need to nominate dozens more before they can officially be going to the polls for Ontarians. But this can be done pretty quickly if they need to. And it sounds like they will. With the news now, what we have confirmed with a source that Doug Ford is planning to call an election next Wednesday.
All right, thanks for all this, Lorenda. Lorenda Reddekopp reporting from Queen's Park tonight.